Hey guys, welcome back to TCG Bros. Today we're going to be doing a deck profile over Infernoids right now. And right now we're pre-Decatron, basically, so this is going to be like a Lightsworn variant of it, which, in my opinion, is one of the most fun variants of this deck to play. So, let's go ahead and get into it. And alright, so we start off with one Infernoid Onucnu. This is basically your nuke. Really good card. Two Infernoid Devyaty. A lot of people play one of this, but if you go up against back row, this deck is so killer against decks that are dependent on back row. I just feel like two of this is more necessary than two of Onucnu. So, just so good of a card. And the thing is, they basically mirror each other's effects. Like, Devyaty, when it's summoned, nukes back row, but it negates monster effects when it's summoned. So, it's just, if you learn the combos of this deck, it can be so powerful. But, you get triple Infernoid Harmadik. But the thing I love about Infernoids specifically is that they can adapt so well to any deck just by the monster effects in Infernoids to begin with. So we have your three Antra, two Pirmais, three Patrulea, three Seitsemas. Seitsemas and Attondel are some of your better cards of this deck, just because the OTK potential gets to be so big, and Seitsemas lets you banish something, so it's just a good out to a lot of things. Alright, now we begin into the part of the deck that's more of the controversial thing among Infernoid players, which is the amount of target cards for reasoning that you want in the deck. And I play more than a lot of people think is necessary, but with Infernoid, you absolutely have to open a mill card or reasoning or both. With my build, you always open a mill card or a Lightsworn, because it's just, you need to do that before Decatron. So, we start off with two Raiden, two Lumina, and Lumina is just, it's really good, because if you start off with Raiden, you basically just use Raiden's effect, mill some, let it get hit, go for Lumina next turn, and then you have a level 7 immediately. Or you can just sit on these and in-phase mill, and just let them get run over, and then go off the next turn. One Lyla. This is just something you're going to use mainly as an out to back row that tries to pin you in, like things like Imperial Iron Wall and that kind of thing. So if you get up against a deck, and you're with a deck that uses a lot of back row, and you need an out that isn't like something that's going to be banished, you definitely want to use as many, like, you want to side in more Lylas than just one, because with your mill, MST and some things like that are kind of unreliable, and Lyla is a much cheaper alternative than Galaxy Cyclone if you don't want to buy those. And our last normal summonable target is one Peropero. This card is really good. I know some people may say it's unnecessary, but the fun thing about Peropero is people actually, like, you'll never realize how many times people will just forget this is in the grave, and it'll cost them dearly, because they'll attack, damage you, and then you'll really be able to hurt them when you're on, like, one of your last legs with this if you play it right. Then we have the biggest card of the deck, Reasoning. Which, like I said, the reason we play so many Lightsworns is just for those scenarios when you don't have reasoning, because you absolutely have to be milling with Lightsworn variant. Two Void Seer. This card, you definitely need this card, because if you're attacking, you can drop it in battle phase and protect yourself, or banish it from their grave if someone uses Regeki or something like that, or mirror forces you. This card is just, it ends up being clutch a lot of the time. Two Book of Eclipse. This card was better back when the Necros kind of dominated meta format, but it's still pretty good. You could switch these out for something else like Mirror Force, I suppose, because either way, I mean, if you don't draw into these, and you don't draw into Mirror Force, either way, neither of them are going to be of any use. But Book of Eclipse just serves as a good defense. We play 2 Dark Hole. If you're wondering why we don't play Raigeki, because with Infernoid, sometimes what you do is you actually block up your own field, and you need to clear your own field in order to make plays. So sometimes you're going to want Dark Hole over Raigeki, and it's just better to have 2 Dark Hole. So, also, 2 charges of Light Brigade. So, think about it this way. With 2 charges of Light Brigade, 3 reasoning, 5 normal summonable targets, you have like a 100% chance of opening up at least 1 or 2 mill slash either a mill card or a Lightsworn card, excuse me. So that's why we play so many normal summon targets, because it's so key to have that. We have 1 Monster Gate, 1 Burial from a Different Dimension, and 1 Book of Moon. And that finishes off our main deck of Infernoid. So now we'll go into the extra deck. You can really change the extra deck to suit your preference, but this is just the extra deck that I found to be the most reliable during my time playing. So we got 1 Star Eater, 1 Stardust Dragon. You can pretty much run any level 8 and 7 Sycnhros in this deck. 1 Michael, the Arch-Lighstworn, 1 Clearwing Sycnhro Dragon, 1 Ancient Sacred Wyvern, best Sycnhro card for this deck by far. 1 Black Rose Dragon, 1 Scrap Archfiend. If you don't know why we're playing basically vanilla Sycnhros, it is because their level and rank does not count when you're summoning your Infernoids. So if it says like you can only special summon these if you control levels and ranks that equal to 8 or lower. So with you Sycnhro these, it does not count in that. So you can put more things down on the field and then have even more damage. That's also the reason here for Gaia, and I believe, yeah, I was about to say, there's another level 6 in here. And then we have a Goyo Guardian as well. We have a Mechman Beast Dracossack, number 11 Big Eye, 1 Evilswarm Exciton Knight, 1 Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. You can switch this out for a Gem Knight Pearl or another level 4 if you'd like. I don't think Dark Rebellion Xyz is the best level 4 alternative, but I honestly, your level 4s are not going to be that crucial to your wins in this deck. But for level 3s, this is going to be like Harmadik and Lumina overlay, something like that. If you don't have any other plays and you just need something like this. And same with windups and mains, just kind of like a stall until you get a better play the next turn, hopefully. So, anyway, if you guys have any comments about this, let me know. If you'd like to see some dual replays, I have some OTK ones. I mean, this deck, it mainly is an OTK deck with Ancient Sacred Wyvern, that type of thing, but with with Infernoid, basically your objective is just to win quickly. And unlike a lot of other OTK decks, if it doesn't go right off the bat, like, you still have a chance to come back, and most of the time you can be pretty successful with it. So anyway, like I said, this is the Lightsworn variant. Once we get Infernoid Decatron, I'll do another update to it. We'll probably kind of cut out the Lightsworn, just depending on how the deck plays. But I hope this deck profile helps and you guys enjoy it, and I will see you guys later in another